Questions? Brad, first of all, your thoughts on Romeo and what he can bring?
Yeah, I mean, I think Romeo's a really versatile, good player. He's been a good player for a long time. He's, a guy that, as far as state of Indiana high school basketball, was probably as followed as anybody in the last 15 years. Obviously, had an incredible high school career, had a really good start to his college career, tore some ligaments in his thumb and played through it most of the year. And, can do a lot of things on the basketball court, has been well coached, both in high school and in college, and, a guy that we think has a lot of things that translate to the NBA. Obviously a long, versatile, athletic wing, can play multiple positions, can handle the ball, can play in pick and roll, can do some of that stuff. So, we're excited about Romeo.
Brad, he didn't have a good year shooting the ball. Do you attribute part of that to his thumb injury?
Yeah, I mean, I think that I think that that's something that he's going to have to continue to work on to improve. I don't think there's any doubt if you picked an area that he's going to have to work on, that would be it. He's a better shooter than he shot this year, and as noted by both his touch, his free throws, and the way he shot it in high school. So the thumb, I think, was impactful. But there's no question as the line extends and everything else, he's going to have to work to get better. But all indications are that he will. He's a good worker. He's a hard worker. He's a hard-playing guy.
Brad, can you explain what happened here with the 24th pick in that trade?
I don't think I can talk about the specifics of any of that stuff because it's not. I guess it's not official until a certain date. So I guess I better avoid that. I'm kind of the one that gets sent out here and doesn't really know much except for the basketball playing part of it.
Gary?
Right.
Yes.
What's the philosophy? You have 3 first-round picks
Yep.
in the middle. Are you just trying to get the best player available? Are you trying to get a certain position? What were you kind of viewing with these 3 picks and one option traded?
I think that'd be a better question for Danny. But we've thought really highly of Romeo and Grant all the way through, and so that's 2 guys that we were very focused on. Thought would be potentially in our wheelhouse. Not sure if Romeo would make it there or not. But excited to have those guys.
Any other questions? Gary?
Some might be answerable, but can you just say what is coaching Aaron Dean's good, like since it impacts different?
I think you guys all know how I feel. I think I'll answer that when it's all appropriate too. I don't want to make any statements that would be considered an insinuation. So I think you guys all know how I feel about it.
Coach, how about Grant?
Yeah, super smart. Is a guy that I kind of look at as a guy with a point guard's mind. You can run offense through him at the elbows on the block, at the top of the key. He thinks the game. He's a tough guy, and he's a versatile player who can shoot the ball. Didn't shoot it as much from 3. They didn't need him to do that, but his shot looks good, and we think that'll be a pretty easy transition for him. And again, very intelligent. And so we're looking forward to having him. We think he translates well, and you couldn't be more impressed with a kid when you sit down with him.
Gary?
Right. In terms of Romeo's health,
Yeah.
is he healthy? Will he
Yeah.
be able to play in summer league?
He had surgery. I have no idea about summer league. I think from what I was told, he had just started doing workouts maybe this past week, but that was just hearsay, so I don't even know. But he had the surgery. I want to say after the season, maybe late March, April, sometime in there. And when we saw him at the combine, we had a chance to interview him at the combine, and he was he was not cleared by then. So I think if he was cleared, it would just be in the last week or two.
How do you evaluate a guy when you can't work him out?
I mean, these guys have watched him for a long time. He's been on everybody's radar for a long time. You know, probably arguably coming into the year, if you know, they would have been more on the national radar, he would have not hurt his thumb, you know, probably would have been even more discussed. So I think that, you know, he's a guy we are all aware of before his first game at IU.
Brad, just maybe a more general question.
Yeah.
About, a roster that seems pretty uncertain. There was going to
Yeah.
be some uncertainty, but I would say that that's been heightened in the last few days.
Sure.
How you manage that?
Yeah, I mean, I think that, you know, everything is an opportunity, right? And we're really, you know, it's been pretty well documented that how this year went, and you know, how in the moment, you know, it was pretty disappointing, and it was hard. You know, it was something that we all, I would say, were disappointed by. You know, I think if I take a step back and look at it from a big picture standpoint, and you say, okay, the last 2 years we've been, or last 3 years, a couple Eastern Conference Finals in the second round, it wouldn't feel as bad, but you know, obviously the way this particular year went, it didn't feel good. But that said, because of the great work that our front office has done over the years, you know, even when we're in a position where we'll have some uncertainty as we move forward, you know, we're in pretty good shape. And so I think that obviously these are new opportunities, an opportunity to, you know, really evaluate where we are, what we need to do, and everything else. And we feel good about our foundation, and you know, and want to learn from certainly the disappointment that we all shared, but you know, also are, you know, optimistic and positive as we look towards the future. That's been the whole vibe in the building, and so. You know, I certainly understand why it may not be on the outside.
So if I can just follow up quickly.
Sure.
Just what you just mentioned, what you learned from. What did you learn as a coach who's been, you know, not in this league for such a
Yeah.
long time?
Yeah, well, I mean, we have another pick, I think, coming up, so I may not have time. Even I may not have time to go through this by 51. But there's a lot, and I don't think it's anything that you wouldn't have known prior to coming into the year. But sometimes when you know, you go through steps, you can go through and look at each part of the year and say, what could, you know, all of us done differently? What could I have done differently? You know, I've thoroughly vetted myself and thoroughly vetted what I think we could have done better. That said, the competition is great, and you know, the teams that were ahead of us at the end of the year deserve to be. They were better than us, and so our task and our goal is to get better.
Thanks, Brad. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.